Hey everyone, how is everyone doing on this Wednesday night of August, summer night 2026 in the year of the Lord Christ? How is everyone doing? I had lost my voice and I couldn't speak last 3 days. Because I think I went out Friday. Not that I think I went out. And I think I just talked too much. I was out with a couple of friends. And I was just talking, and then I think I was yelling at the KBs later on. That actually didn't help. The fucking KBs, this is like the existential crisis for us who have to take cabs at night, right? After midnight. First of all, they don't show up. If they show up, there's always a fucking problem with them. I go to this guy on, where was this? Whatever the hell in Jersey City, right? And I'm not even like a minute late, right? And he's like, hey man, so I took another cab. I took another passenger, and I'm pissed, right? And I started arguing with him, which is not, really helpful. And then I had to just slam the door, and I'm like, all right, man, just. And then I just walk like 2 blocks out to Grand Street, and then I had to wait another fucking 15 minutes for these KBs. All right, so it's always like some sort of a fucking drama. All right. So in any case, without turning too negative over here, you know, like I couldn't speak. I don't know what the fuck had happened. Um, the next day, we went to play golf down at this new golf course in Scotch Plains, right? Ashbrook, which is not as good as Galloping Hill. I really like Galloping Hill because it has hills, all right? And after that, we uh, had dinner here at my place. My sister and my brother-in-law came, and then the next day I was just like, I had lost my fucking voice. And usually, because I had to talk a lot also during like work hours, because I'm on the phone with fucking construction people, contractors or clients, are right. So I just my windpipe somehow got stuck in between the food pipe and the larynx. Is that what it's called? Larynx? That's the voice thing, right? I had no fucking idea, dude. I'm just making up shit, but I didn't have a good feeling. It was not good. Um, it's coming back slowly, and health is important, man. Even like small things like these. And, and then the fucking, these construction projects, man, they're a fucking hassle too. And yesterday, these emails are coming in. I mean, without turning my fucking podcast into like, whining about my work and all that. I have to learn, and I'm slowly doing this, now that I'm with my wife, and like, listen, man, you're not gonna fucking lose your sleep over some shit, all right? So that's what it is, over some fucking project. Because work is always there, it goes on, and there's always issues in construction. So what the fuck, you know? Speaking of which, you know, Jersey City, where my office is turning into a fucking, obviously, Manhattan 4.0. Just construction noise, and it's always just like, oh my fucking God. Now I realize that I'm really getting old. I'm getting to a point where I want to basically move my office to somewhere peaceful, you know, outside somewhere, this fucking concrete jungle and, the whole like mess of like, cars and people and honking and, jackhammers and fucking torch cutters and whatever the fuck else is going on in an urban environment, right? I don't know, man. Somehow, I feel bad for myself at the same time. At the same time, I blame myself. Why the fuck didn't you do this like 10 years ago, man? You know? Yeah, well, 9 years ago, I moved my office. 7 years ago, right? I mean, at least I moved out here, out of the fucking Brooklyn Heights, right? And then I also opened my office here. But then, goddamn COVID, and I'm not saying that I'm blaming COVID for my setback and all that, right? But all I'm saying is that, yeah, it's my fault. I mean, to an extent, it's my fucking fault. You know. Um, in any case, such is life. You know. But at the same time, if you can, if you can, if you can make your life better, all right. If you can make your life better, uh, then you can basically, you should. Not that you can, you should. In whatever it is, you know. And there is some good news about our you know our condo. That finally they're going to replace the fucking windows. The noise from Sims factory. I feel bad for my wife. I feel like, because I sleep in the living room on the floor, all right? And it becomes like, on and off, it becomes so much noisy. Yeah, of course, it's my fault that I bought this fucking apartment. I get it. Now we're stuck here. We're trying to sell it. I can't. We couldn't. So we listed now for rental, all right? So at least for a year, hopefully next year, they are going to replace these windows with, soundproof ones. So at least we'll have some peace, more peace, right? And we can bake. Other than that, our apartment is like, it's good, except it's small, it's one bedroom. But for two of us, it's okay. All right, everyone. Without getting too personal and well, I mean, what? Too personal. I mean, that's the story of my fucking life. All right. So I don't want to hurt my, what is that again? Larynx. Well, am I saying that right? Larynx. That's the thing inside the. Is that like a valve inside the windpipe or a duct in our throat that actually creates this sound? Somehow it's hard from talking too much. So I'm gonna shut. I'm gonna not. I'm gonna not that. I'm gonna just keep it low. Keep it low, sir. So I'm just gonna do like few more minutes of podcast, everyone. Sorry, I apologize. I hope everyone is having a great sort of end of summer, and we are looking forward to, me and my wife, to the trip to Rocky Mountains. All right. Hopefully my voice comes back normally 100%. I'll do a podcast from top of the national park at 15,000 feet, or maybe Lowland Pass, which is like 11,000 feet. I mean, I can hike a lot, but we'll probably just do a lot of drives, scenic drives. In any case, everyone, 15 days to summer is over. not even 11. And then comes fall, and then the depressing fucking winter. Long as depressing winter. All right, okay, let's not already welcome the fucking winter by being depressed, thinking about it. Um, let's just stay positive. Maybe it's also the effect from my trip to London. Although I didn't talk much when I was in London. My brother was there, but then he was there only for one night. I don't know, man. It is what it is. Uh, what else is going on? That's all. That's the story of my fucking life, and rest is history. What? Nothing else is going on. And again, we have to, get on the fucking plane, which is a fucking torture. Again, like air travel is a torture, man. If you're flying more than 2 hours in a plane, or let's say 3 hours, all right, then it's just a fucking torture. Unless you're flying business or first class, upper first class, or whatever that class is, right? Above the upper class, or whatever the fuck it is, right? I can't afford to fly there, all right? There's a lot of fucking money. It's like $4,000. Can't, all right? In any case, so what else is going on? Is there any like good news out there? Some good news. What, sir? I don't know. Have the aliens arrived in their goddamn ships? Uh, it's sort of fascinating as well as, for a guy like me, depressing. You know, why do I get depressed looking at the fucking stars? I mean, I'm glad we can't see the stars here because of light pollution. Because it's like, oh, you have a fucking neighbor in this universe or galaxy, but a gazillion fucking light years away. All right? You'll never know if they are there, or let's say they are there, right? And what they are. What are they? Are they like us? Maybe. And I don't know. I mean, my wife is sort of more spiritual about this. That she says that you can travel on the horse of your mind to get to those fucking planets, and that's how it works. So the thoughts and mind can travel faster than speed of light. Is that true? So just imagine you are on that fucking planet, Zeta Retuli, whatever, Proxima b, right? In your mind, and you're there, and then you start thinking about, are you creating this whole thing? Like you know, the existence of some sort of a species there? Or is that like science fictional, where you are basically creating in your mind as if you are wishing that what it would be based on your knowledge of whatever species we have here in us, and then the fucking science fiction movies, right, where they depict like three-legged and these like fucking xenomorphic beings, right, with their eyes inside their skull. All right. So if that's what you imagine, maybe that's what you create in your mind, and then you just basically are with them. Not physically, but somehow your mind creates the whole fucking civilization on a planet, and what kind of a government system it creates, huh? Democracy, right? Obviously, you don't want anything else. All right? Capitalism, whatever it is, right? And how about social media? See, all these things uh, are just imaginable for us. Imaginable, imaginative or imaginable as far as other civilization. All right. Same thing for them. Poor creatures. All right. Poor other extraterrestrials. Same thing for them. They think about us and they're like, they sigh and they're like, oh man, wish we could meet this fucking being, on that planet, in that star system, right? But that's a far-fetched idea, all right? So here we are. We are stuck here, all right? So let's just focus on this planet, not anyone on this planet, your life, and balance of fucking everything in our lives that fucks us over, all right? And then do not have looping thoughts, because those fucking looping thoughts, because I had that fucking OCD of looping thoughts, if I think about something and it just keeps coming into my fucking mind, right? As much as I try to push it away, it just comes back. Like for example, an issue at work, right? And I just keep thinking about that issue at fucking work or this construction. And it's like, some point in time, I'm like, hey man, you gotta let this fucking thing go. What are you gonna do? You're just, mumbling in your own fucking thoughts and then the other thing is, what's the other thing? Oh yeah, get enough fucking sleep. Because if you don't get enough sleep, that's it, man. Enough rest, enough just like some degree of happiness, and your body needs that, what do you call, rest, and also some sort of a routine, like a positive routine, or maybe I should start going to gym. See, that's the other fucking problem. I'm so fucking lazy. The only exercise I would do is play golf. All right, sorry, I'm trying to shut down the other computer here. All right, I got like 4 fucking screens over here. And so lazy as I am, uh, I need some reward. See, I have my mind is set up to basically receive some sort of reward if I'm doing something. Except work is, I gotta do because I gotta pay the bills and blah blah blah, right? Other than that, I think the reward system, mental reward system, and I'll talk about how, for example, my mind from an early childhood, how I am to an extent, not because of the environmental and whatever I grew up. Obviously, there has an effect, but I think there's some other like physical things that uh, that actually has affected my fucking brain. And because I done whatever. All right, I'll talk about that next time. All right, everyone. So that's my podcast. Again, I presume you all are having a great middle of the week. I'll talk to you all next week.